at the rhythm of the sun. Well, I was wide awake until the dawn upon her face, and the echoes of our song as it hummed along. So stay with me, you are my missing pieces. Oh, you are my missing pieces. You are my missing pieces. So won't you stay with me?
Good morning, friends.
Good morning, friends.
I thought something was going terribly wrong because the intro song is playing. Then all of a sudden, I heard this crazy out of tune chaos, and I looked in the corner. You were tuning your guitar. I'm like, oh no, what's wrong with the sound? What's happening?
Oh, I didn't know you could hear me. I didn't know you could hear me.
Yes, I can.
What have I
always?
said?
But only me, not y'all. You guys didn't have to suffer through that. Good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning.
Let me bring you
How
in
you doing,
the
Richard?
chat. I'm doing all right. I'm getting in the new flow of things because the girls are home now. Summer officially started. School is done for Aurora, and my wife Alicia is a school teacher, so they're home. So it's like, you shower me? Like who's who's feeding the kid? Like we're out of routine, but all is well.
Vacation starts for you, or vacation starts for them and ends for you. But they're older now. So it's
something, yeah. The independence definitely helps. Her being almost 11. So today, hey Latte, yes, you cannot stay because she's on the way to Houston to represent us along with Art at the Morissette and Darren show on Saturday. Very excited to hear all about that.
Yes, indeed.
Today, Park Hyo Shin.
Yes.
We have only reacted to 2 of his songs. It was Wildflower, which you've heard a couple versions of. Goodbye. I think we saw a short. We saw a short. I can't remember what the song was of the short that we saw. And I think that was kind of the triggering of like, oh, we need to hear more. I mean, he was a prolific writer. He's written, obviously... was it Winter Ahead, I think, with BTS, and I think he did something else. So he's behind the scenes, but also a great singer. So we're excited to get into his stuff today.
Yep, absolutely.
So
let's just do it. Let's just
get
into it. Yeah, if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe and ring that bell so you always know what's going on with us.
Also, please be sure to click on the link below in the description where you can buy coffee. Help support this page, this podcast, Reaction Wednesdays just like this with Park Hyo Shin. And you can become a Thronely member that gives you exclusive access to our Sunday shorts as well as other Thronely events, if you will. And you can also check out Throga.com, where there's a free vocal assessment that you can take to learn more about your voice and the 7 dimensions of singing. All right. Here he is, the first song. We are going to take requests today, and we're starting off with Home. We have a couple that we're kind of reserving towards the end of the show that have been requested quite a bit. But if you guys have specific songs you're interested in, we'll try to field them from the chat a little bit. We'll throw up a poll if needed. So,
Brigitte's here. How you feeling? She was under the weather, right?
Yeah, I think she had the stomach flu over the weekend. So
you feeling good, cuz? Feeling
okay?
okay?
Feeling better. But yes, first up is Home. This is his, I believe it is his music video. Let's begin.
All right. Beautiful.
I love it when a song can immediately teleport you to like a different country.
Yes.
Just the vibe right there, yeah.
I know, I love that.
Hey, Robbie.
Hey, what's up, Robbie?
Ria's here. Francesca, Chris, Joy, Keme. Good morning, Dad. Cool build up.
I like this intro, yeah. That's cool.
And you came at the right time, Ria.
꿈을 꾸고 있나봐. 흐린 풍경 속에 작은 문 하나.
I don't know how accurate the subtitles are, but hopefully they guide us a little bit.
저 문을 열어보면 다시 나의 집으로 가는 길이 있을까. 깨어나는 날 느껴 선명해져 가는 문 앞에 서 있어. So maybe I'm home. 멀지 않은 곳에서 나를 기다리는 너의 기적이 들려. And the fly
All right, let me pause here. My brain is
You're pausing.
I'm literally just going to pause. I'm not going to say nothing. My brain is processing. He's got such a great touch with his vibrato. I like this speed. We've talked about vibrato a lot, and it's part of a kind of a stylistic sonic signature, tied into the nervous system of the individual, as well as which muscles or coordination of muscles they're using to create the vibrato. There's a lot of different ways to go about it. His reminds me a little bit more of like just some of that core musical theater influence vibrato, which I love. It's I want to say it's similar to mine. I'm not suggesting that I sound as good as him, but I'm just saying there's a familiarity in that vibrato that I really like the cadence. Yeah, the cadence of it. And the way he's using it, it always comes in, like he leans into it at just the right spot to kind of like ease the lyric and the flow of the melody. And a lot of singers use it, but his placement, I'm really a fan of. And chest voice, head voice, the consistency of his tone, like everything is just on point and beautifully delivered. And I'm going to hand the ball over to you. Musically, this is not stock. There's some really interesting things happening.
No, which is why I really like it. But it's also very poppy too. I think it's a good mishmash of a bunch of different things, and like how you said, musical theater, because there is that in there. But there's also this sort of like alternative thing going on too. Sort of, just mainly with his tone, with his singing. He's got like. Everybody knows I love Radiohead. And he's kind of got some Tom York moments with just the slinkiness.
Yeah, I can hear that.
But also like this sort of, I don't want to say husky, but there's like a warmness and a little bit of an air to his tone too. So it's a nice mix. But yeah, I love this like, You know, this whole motif.
Yes.
You know, that's just...
And each time it comes around, there's something about it that catches me just a little off guard. And I don't know why. Like, not in a... It's not jarring anyway, but it's just like there's that one chord that just kind of like... And it's like, oh, we're going to go in this direction.
Yeah, yeah. No, it is. It's. I mean, it's not like super outside the box, but it's definitely not. It's not uncommon, or it's not like common either. But again, some of the voicings can be really, you know, like that minor second, that
slightly crunchy, yeah.
You know, and that tension release thing, and then this minor chord
just sets it down into place.
Yeah,
there's something almost really soundtracky about it. That's intriguing to me.
And then this kind of like, it's just kind of going with that note. It kind of creates an anticipation too, which is really nice.
Oh, I could definitely hear So Hyung singing that. That's interesting. We haven't heard this song before, though, I don't believe. Have we? But I can imagine her on this, for sure.
Sure, yeah.
All right, let's keep going here. Hi, Winnie the Pooh and Franny. Anna. W bass.
불확실한 삶을 살아간다는 건 우리가 걸어나갈 한 걸음 한 걸음 날 잡고 있는 그 손을
like this is a little bit more of a common progression, but it's
right.
And the fly.
Ooh, even a little more of a mix this time around. That was my bad.
I was like, what happened?
I pressed a button to turn on our Buy Me Coffee things. I forgot to make that active. And apparently while I'm watching YouTube, that same button goes back like 30 seconds or a minute. So we can start.
Luckily, we really like this song.
I know. It's like, it's not like it's bad to listen again, but it wasn't really the plan. So continue.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We have Snowflower and Yearning next from your request so far.
And the fly.
There is a little bit of a huskiness every once in a while.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
In the verse too. With the halftime feel here.
Yep. And I like that in the video too. Going into the bridge changes up the direction of what's happening.
Yep.
If you are there beside me.
Rafael.
¿Saben qué tú andas?
Tú nos estás ocultando algo a nosotros, Ceres.
Estás perdido, no estás haciendo tu trabajo.
Vamos a tener que castigarte, ¿oíste?
And the fly on the sky, 너를 안고서 and I'm so alive. It seems like I belong here. 나의 세상은 넌 너의 세상은 나인 거야. And I fly on the sky, 너를 안고서.
So let me pause for here. So admittedly, as you've seen, for those of you who've seen our show before, it's we don't always follow the lyrics that closely on a first pass, just because there's so much to take in. But I try to connect the dots a little bit. I'm lost in terms of what's happening, like the vibe I have on stage and the lyrics I was picking up versus what's happening in the music video. I'm not sure what is there a connection there that I'm missing. I don't like seeing what's happening with the kids, but I don't know, is the lyric like reflective of a childhood thing, or I don't know. If you guys have any insights, whether in the chat or if you're watching this later in the comments, I'd love to understand that a little bit more. Did you pick
Yeah.
up anything there, or
No, I was too interested in the the melody in the song and the more progressions. And,
okay, fair enough.
and actually, the production I thought was really cool too.
Yeah, it is.
But really quick again, I want to talk about just what an interesting delivery. It's like I would say he's in the pop realm, but the way he delivers, at least this song vocally, it's definitely, going back to that Tom York thing. And the reason I say that is because he's got this legato sort of approach, and everything's just like a little bit laid back, a little bit haunting, because the music is very, it's like upbeat. It's almost got like a Coldplay. Sort of that kind of like push to it, but the way he's singing it, he could sing it like da 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 da, but he's going da da da,
Right.
da, da, da. Just the way he's connecting notes. He's just got like this cool. He's just bringing this cool vibe, and I just love how slick it is. But there's also definitely a rawness and a looseness to his delivery, which.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's the best of both worlds for me. Like
I agree. There's a
storytelling.
there's a storytelling, like a conversational connection, but there's definitely a skill set that comes from more of the. Again, I'm leaning towards the theater side of things, that legato aspect mixed in. So he's definitely pulling from multiple worlds and making and delivering it as an individual, which I'm really enjoying.
Yeah, and on a side note too, just production wise, and this is just a little thing. This is probably I'm the only one that's probably interested in this, but the piano sound, I like the production choice there, and I like it because it's not the greatest sounding piano. It's not this,
it's not like a
$20,000 Steinway,
right? Yeah,
it's upright piano. It's kind of a little detuned, and it's just got this little like,
but it gives it character,
jangliness to it. And that's one thing that I definitely learned. I think we both learned growing through our production career, I guess, is, at the beginning was just like, well, we got to get all the best instruments. Everything's got to be the top notch, thing to make a good sounding thing. And it's like, you go along, it's like, no, sometimes like, like Beck, Beck uses just crappy instruments because, they create a cool sound.
Yes,
it creates a vibe. So I just, that's not the saying that piano's crappy or anything, but it's just
not bad.
It's just got more of a quirkiness to it. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a classical 9-foot Steinway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's what gives it a vibe for sure. great head voice access too. Good control. Oh, what's happening with this kid? Okay, well, it has a happy ending,
Even the tempo,
I guess. But
yeah, I know.
Go ahead. I know the
Even
story. I'm
tempo's
still trying to
interesting
connect.
'cause, I mean, you could theoretically you could kind of push that tempo like another 5 BPM, and that would really work for that type of song. But you know, I love that it's just sort of in the middle. It's like it's poppy, bouncy, but it's also very. It's kind of got this slow moodiness thing. So yeah, and just going with what Francesca said, you know, instruments tell a story too. You know, that goes for the instruments within the production. It's just like the choices you make as a producer really can, you know, there's always the old adage of like, well, the song is everything, and that's true. The song is very important. The singer is very important, but the production really can make or break something depending on the choices that are made. So
we've seen that happen for sure.
Yeah.
So next up is Snowflower. And like I said, we have enough requests right now. We're going to try to work through them. I know I see some are asking for Breathe. We're actually going to have that towards the end. That one was our most requested song coming into today. So we're definitely going to be checking that one out a little bit later on. But this is Snowflower. But before we do, we have a couple coffees I saw come in.
Right on it. I was right on it. Anika, she bought us coffee. She says, hi, you two. Did you see the Taka posted a cover of Die With a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars on 1OK Rock's channel? Would love to hear what you think about that.
No, we have not seen that yet.
Nope. And Chris bought a coffee. Really fun live, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we need to circle back to 1OK Rock sometime soon. So appreciate the heads up there. All right, here we go. Snowflower.
그림자를 따라서 땅콩이 지어둔 속에
Get Tape put that on our list. We're going to check that one out too. That already came in a request.
I love that. That's beautiful.
Yes.
There's a lot going on here.
This is butter.
Great string arrangement.
Hearing him with piano and just the quartet is such a beautiful combination. I mean, the melody is complex. The music is obviously complex. And even the way the strings come under, there was something when the quartet first came in, there was a little dissonance by design. It just had this tension release is just like all over this piece of music here.
Yeah.
Did he write this?
I love that.
Park Hyo Shin 15th anniversary. I don't have this from his tour. I know he's a writer. I'm assuming he has a hand in the majority of what we're going to listen to today. But if you guys know otherwise, please let us know.
Yeah, there is a lot musically. I need to hear more of it because I can't remember.
I'm going to keep playing here.
It's one of those linear kind of things where it kind of evolves as it goes along, so it doesn't have that repetition where it can be like, oh, that's what he did, that's what he did. It keeps moving and changing, but in really interesting ways. And
yes.
I mean, you know, this is my bread and butter as far as what I love listening to for sure. This piano and more of the quartet sounding strings as opposed to like a big orchestra, though I love the big orchestra as well. But just the more intimate sounding.
More intimate. Yep.
It might be a little bit more than a quartet. I'm not sure, but yeah, some of the choices like the string
Thank you
arrangements,
for that.
what they're doing, it just little atonal moments, and then it's just beautiful how that weaves in.
So he didn't write this one, but his delivery is just so personal and just connected. Yeah, beautiful piece. All right, let's keep going here.
Yeah, not a quartet.
Well, it started off that way.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cammy, for the information. Okay, Johnny, can you play that back for us, please?
I can play the verse for you. So that's pretty standard. That's just a good use of inversion chords too.
Right.
It goes to the 5, but uses a so the bass is stepping down.
Yeah.
But the chords are 5 chord. 4 chord, and then 1. But I love this.
Yes.
There's something about that. I don't know. I growing up, I played in a lot of like church groups, and there's and actually that was a very influential time musically for me. Some of the songs that I played in those groups, like, is still with me, and I still feel like it's infused in my writing today. But that there's something. Just gotta.
There's something hopeful.
I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, something about it.
Yeah, something. It's definitely pretty. His consistency of tone is brilliant because he's moving through his passaggio multiple times, meaning the chest voice, like a speaking voice, into when I do it, it sounds like Mickey Mouse, into his head voice, and you can hear 2 very different tonal qualities when I switch gears like that, and he's bridging them beautifully. Sometimes he purposely jumps into head voice for an effect, like an intimate effect, that just makes it more vulnerable sounding. But sometimes as he moves in towards head voice, he'll back off the air pressure, allowing the folds to thin. It just gives, it maintains like a warm quality. It's like a velvety something going on there that he's just cascading. It just feels like waves. It's like, it's the nature of this melody in the song too. but it's not just like a delivery. There's just like you just floating along with him. He's delivering it beautifully.
Yeah, he definitely is a floating thing, and it's again this sort of juxtaposition of styles that are happening simultaneously. Where it's like if you just take the song, you could hear like Luther Vandross sing a song like this. It's got that like that old school pop ballad, big pop ballad, but his approach over it gives it this little like indie fringe style. So it's a really interesting combination that's happening. I love it because I love straightforward pop, but I also love the really like out stuff and like weird, little vibey ambient type things.
Right.
Yeah, really neat.
You guys saying in the chat, Sultry is the name of his, or Sultries is the name of his fandom. I can see that. Definitely has just that soulful thing happening in his delivery.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Ooh.
Vulnerability in his head voice there. They weren't ready to sing. They're just like, no, you.
Yeah.
Hypnotized. Good storyteller. The plea in his voice, just the intimacy that he creates. Fantastic.
Oh, that
beautiful piece.
Yeah, it's really interesting because he's got all the makings of just quintessential pop balladeer that can be right at the center, but he just has that coolness. I don't know. There's a coolness factor that.
Yes, absolutely.
He's just got a vibe on stage too. He just kind of seems kind of laid back and sort of mysterious.
Yeah, and I agree. He sings with so much emotion. He's just connected. There's again. I keep going back to the. My intention is not to pigeonhole him in any way because he's definitely not any one thing. You can hear that in his delivery, but there's this. Does he have a background in musical theater? Was that like college days or something like that? That there's a, just the acting. He just knows how to connect and flow and be very present as it unfolds. So I'm just hearing some of that underneath. Before we jump to the next song, which is "Yearning" that you guys asked for, "Yearning" live. I thought I saw Winnie the Pooh.
You did see Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh Bear. Oh, Pooh Bear.
Tut-tut.
Christy hates when I do that voice.
Freaks her out.
Oh, tut-tut. Looks like great. Coffee for you both in appreciation to good, soulful music. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
3 coffees.
All right, Yearning. This is from about 10 years ago-ish. This is from the same tour. I don't know if it's from the same location or not, but he does. Okay, what do you guys suggest? Does he have any musical theater pieces? He must. Pacing here. This is the first time we're really hearing some of the richness in the baritone range of notes here, just really coming through. That's very impressive. You've heard him in a little more of the tenor range. Again, not to box into any one range of notes. He's capable of a lot, but we've talked about this with other singers. There's kind of a natural sweet spot, about an octave and a half that most of us have. Tends to be, maybe baritone-esque, tenor-esque, or whatever. And then there's different subsets within that. But there's when he has this like vibrato warmness just on those lower notes there, it's just kind of it's just warm. It's like a sun bath in sound.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful overtone taking place. I'm really enjoying.
Yeah. No, I love that space that he's in right now. It's really nice, and he doesn't have to do anything outside of it, and I'd be totally happy with that.
Right, right. But of course, when he does, then you see the breadth of.
It's going to be great.
of what he can do.
Just trying to enjoy the moment. No, this song, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of you in a sense, like what you were doing as a songwriter and artist, kind of like
stylistically.
I feel like you would have loved to do something like this and sing a song like this. It's just it's got that that low sort of baritone and those really like theatrical moments. A lot of space, and he's great with the space, and there's no sense of rush or getting antsy about anything. He's just very, very present, very in the moment. And I always love the minor major thing. Like those little moments, those motifs that have been present really in the
sucker for them
last
too.
couple. Yeah.
All right, let's keep going here. Beautiful piece.
All three songs, yeah.
like Miss Saigon and Jekyll and Hyde, those pieces.
There's definitely coming out in this song.
Goosebumps again. There's those little soul moments.
Yeah.
What a cool combination of it. It's like if musical theater had a soul. You would get Park Hyo Shin. It's just this.
We've talked about musical theater. That's definitely been sprinkled in with the other songs, but this one, it was definitely at the more front for my ears.
Right.
But definitely still soulful. And even though, and this one in particular, and this is an older song, right? This is like from, like what, 10 years ago or something?
From the performance was, I don't know.
Okay. So I'm sure, I mean, 10 years is a long time to keep evolving and finding your artist voice. So to me, like, it was definitely less of the indie influence than I've heard in the other ones, which is really cool to see. I mean, that's a more of just classic, musical theater delivery, which is really impressive. I mean, I can't even comprehend doing that. What was my point? I had a point there.
I think you're leaning towards the versatility in how he could use his voice too, and
versatility, yeah. But no, I guess my point was, even though that that slinky haunting thing that I was talking about before, where he's like just kind of lingering behind the beat a little bit purposely,
Right.
creating just this more moody effect. Not present in this song, but still, like, his timing, he's still like there's a combination of passion, you know, and he's putting, you know, there's this energy coming out, but also there's this ease to it, which is really interesting. It's like he's not he's just totally like calm and collected while creating this really, you know, passionate thing. And I just love singers that don't rush. Sometimes it's necessary, but he's just always right in the pocket, you know, and that just exudes a confidence in what you're doing and a command where, again, and it goes back to his stage presence, which is just very in the moment. It's not this, you know, like this, you don't get this subtle sense of like, okay, let's go, you know, like it's
not at all.
Right in there. He's just right in there.
No, it's like, you know, as they say, it's like the, you know, great acting is reacting, and he's got that mixed into that, just being present in the moment, the space in between the notes included, right? It's just like,
but you don't, yeah, but it's not lazy too. It's just precisely where he needs to be.
Yes,
you know, that's awareness. When you're meditating, it's like that's what you want to do. You don't want to be too much in the future. You don't want to be in the past. You just want to be right.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to force anything, but you don't want to be too lazy either. You want to be aware and present.
Yes.
And alert.
He brings you there. So we got a couple, thanks for your suggestions, guys. We got a couple musical theater pieces that come in that we're going to check out now, and then we're going to come back to some other ones. So we've got All I Ask of You from Phantom, and we have, right after that, we're going to watch The Man Who Laughs, Curtain Call. So thank you for your recommendations. Yes. And then we got a couple more after that too. Yes, please.
Let's see. Did we do this one? Someone.
Someone
3 coffees. Someone.
Thank you, someone. Sometimes if you want to leave coffee anonymously, you don't put a name, so that might have been intentional, or you forgot to put your name. So if you would like to identify yourself, please do so. We're happy to thank you directly as well.
Yes, exactly. And then Joy Robinson bought 3 coffees. Our girl Joy. Usually Joy. I buy coffee for artists I already know and love, but today, wow, capital letters, wow. More, please. Thank you, guys. Awesome. Love you. And we love Joy. Joy's great. And Francesca bought a coffee. Really liking Park Hyo Shin Day. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Francesca.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for the coffees. All right. Phantom. Oh, I'm a sucker for this one. This is All I Ask of You. I don't know who she is. Do any of you know who else we're looking at here?
Oh, I love that.
We're ending with that one today.
Nothing can harm you. My walls will warm and let me be free. Let daylight dry your tears. We can beside you to guide you and to guide you.
Thank you for this, Kim A-Fung. Okay, cool.
Was he mouthing her parts?
I was. I don't know if he was.
I think he was too.
He's got the range. He could have done those notes too.
beside me, to hold me and to hide me. They say you'll share with me one love, one night's time. Many lead me from the solitude. Saying beside you. Anywhere you go, let me go too. Walk. That's all
Her name, right? That's great. He is. He's singing along with her. A little impromptu happening here. I have a feeling she might not have known it as well as him, or maybe it was the other way around. But yeah, there's a little bit of guiding going on. But her tone's beautiful. It's perfect for this. You know, a little reminiscent of Sarah Brightman, with just a little bit of that, just that crystal clear sound, but just the overtones are beautiful, pitch accuracy, timing, vibrato. And I just love him in this like baritone range, but now in this song going a little towards the tenor space where you again swimming, if you will, in that passaggio without his voice ever cracking or feeling stressed in any way. Just so well balanced. This is beautiful.
Yeah, his coolness is really it's like sort of innate swaggers coming out in this performance for me.
Right.
Just watching him on stage, because it was interesting to see, you know, the camera on him when he's not doing anything. And he's just got this presence to him, a different kind of presence, not like in the moment presence, but just this like this aura, you know.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
He doesn't really have to do anything. And he's just cool. It's like I was watching Ocean's 11 the other day. Great movie. We both love that movie, but just, you know,
seen it so many times.
You know, Brad and George is just like, just kind of born with that. You know, it's like they literally don't have to do it. I mean, it helps be really, really good looking too. But, but they just also have that, like, you know, they're just like, all they have to do is just subtle moves, and it's just like,
it's enough.
Just does so much, and he's kind of got that, like, you know, just like moving, but also somehow in character,
engaging in everything.
Yeah, no, he's cool.
This is awesome. Yeah, 11, 12, and 13, Francesca. Agreed.
It's like the
and the dynamics to go that powerful and then just rest down. That's part of that swagger thing too, you know.
That's part of it. The lack of emoting too. Like his face isn't really doing too much, you know. Which I think that level of perceived ease of being able to do what he's doing and not having the facial tells. To be like, this is hard work, you know. It's like, I think it just comes really easy to him with a lot of years of work and
of course, yes.
You know, developing his craft. But yeah, it's just what, you know, when you don't have that, and sometimes that, you know, the facial stuff does play a part, and it does play into and it is really cool, and it can be a very present thing. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just like there's nothing going on. He's just looking in her eyes.
Yeah,
And,
it's
and he's got that stare. I think it's that stare. It's that 70s Al Pacino stare, which
which we love to reference.
But yeah, I mean, when he was being casted for The Godfather, and I don't know, people that I don't know if they know the story or not, but like the executives, they were like going back and forth. They didn't want him, and George Lucas's wife, who was a film editor at that point, she was going through the audition tapes, and she's like, cast Al Pacino because he undresses you with his eyes, and it's like he doesn't have to do anything. It's just there's something with the eyes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like Park's got that as well. I'm keeping my clothes.
Well, and his absolutely stunning vocal delivery doesn't hurt.
Chris, that was just for you. Yes.
All right, so this one, this is we're doing one more musical theater one, then we're going to get back to some other ones. After this, we have Hero, looks like was requested several times. This is The Man Who Laughs, and this was from a few years ago during Curtain Call Day. I'm not familiar with this piece.
Fiddler on the Roof.
Know anything about this musical?
What's the musical? I missed it.
The Man Who Laughs. I don't know this one. Well, he's looking particularly young there. Singing in this clip. Hopefully I've got the right one.
Remember in a production like this?
Here he is. Musical score in the background is interesting. I want to see this now. All right. Here he is. There he is. Kind of like the Joker smile, the scar.
Oh, right. You got a smile on that face.
Okay, he is singing. Woo!
Okay. All right.
Remember how I said we should box him into baritone?
Box him into anything. Even
that is why.
God, you know what we should do? We should really watch the whole show without saying anything, and then come back
We've had many people recommend that.
Oh my god!
Hold on, I want to hear that again.
Not
That
enough
whole
hours in the day.
section. Wow. Thank you for that info, Queenie. Victor Hugo's novel. I mean,
It's nearly a C sharp 5. No big deal. No big deal. Full voice.
oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Wow, is he singing more in this? Okay, Duke comes out. Oh, I really want to see this musical now. With him, specifically. Oh. Wow. All right, I'm assuming that's it. Let's bring the volume down for a second. The power, the conviction, the control. We saw before him in that space of the Passaggio where he'd be delicate. But it's different to throw in all that air pressure and project on that range.
Yep.
With absolute balance without sacrificing his tone. And he did a little riff on that as well.
Yeah. Even makes the first couple songs that much more impressive to me because it is what he's doing is a total choice.
Yes.
Even if it wasn't a choice, and it's just sort of like, oh my goodness.
I'm listening, yes.
Yeah, no, even if that was like a default thing that he was doing, I still would have liked it because it's so interesting. But
Absolutely.
Obviously, he can do whatever he wants, and I mean, kudos to you for hearing the musical theater influence. I heard a little bit musically, like just in the more of the song itself.
Well, and that was an influence in my, yeah.
Yeah, his tone didn't come across to me as musical theater, and I was, but obviously he's got that background. Obviously, it's huge. Yeah.
But when he does the other songs that we've heard, like Home that we started out with today, Wildflower, we've heard him do Goodbye. It's definitely more, again, not pop, but it's a little more mainstream R&B, a little bit of the soul, kind of like that's there. Yeah. But I don't remember hearing the theater stuff as much there, but maybe I did. I don't know. It's so long ago that we heard it, but there is his versatility. Like that was full on, I am singing this genre versus the other. You can hear these multiple influences come out that really, carves out who he is as an individual artist, which is just awesome.
And I have to imagine for great Broadway singers that want to kind of launch themselves as artists outside of that genre, it's got to be tough to define your niche because, I mean, changing genre and style anyway is tough, but to find your voice outside of something that's so specific like musical theater, and I mean, I come across that with people that are really good at mimicking people sounding like other singers, and they're so good at it, but trying to find their own voice is. It's almost impossible for them. So for him to have his own thing with being able to do musical theater so well is it's really something.
It's awesome. Yeah, and he gets to live two lives artistically too, three really, because he's also a composer and has written with others. So I mean, it's just he's just like he's working it, all of it.
Yeah.
All right, did I see a coffee come in? I believe I did before we move on to the next song.
You see, if you're correct. And you are correct, sir. Actually, we have a new member. Somebody is now a member.
Ooh.
It's someone, the same someone from before. I can tell by the email, which I will not give out.
Yes.
And there's a message there which I can't understand. It's in a different...
is it in Korean? Yeah. Well,
I guess.
Welcome.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you describe each of the characters to us?
Circle and a letter L, where the top is shorter than the side. Okay.
Well,
but thank you so much. And they are silver members. So
beautiful. Thank you for joining. All right. So here is Hero. This is from the film Firefighters. It's the information I have here. Probably not.
Probably not that song. Probably not the Enrique Iglesias song either. I can be your... That minor.
어젯밤에 꾸었던 꿈에 나는 너의 노래가 되어 작은 숨소리 그 위를 걷는 가장 예쁜 소리로 사랑을 말했네 빛이 드는 창가에 걸린 바래져가 그림 속에 난 망토를 입고 하늘을 나는 너의 영웅이 되어 남겨져 있네 영원히 시들지 않을 꽃이 되어 바람이 불면 너의 곁에 흩날리리 햇살 아래 나란히 걷던 우리 집 앞 그 모든 길목에 뒤돌아보며 손을 흔들며 매일 오가는 너를 바라보겠네.
That's
Has there ever been
interesting.
a visual that matched the mood of a song better than this? I mean, talk about, feeling like you're floating while you're listening to something. That is
right. But at the
perfect
same time, there's this, with just being in red and like ambers from a fire. It's floating, but it's also it's like being stopped in a moment of time of tragedy. It's like this. It's really interesting. It was interesting. I just posted but I get to reposted of somebody else saying that Park Hyo Shin said that this song is one of the hardest to sing because it requires so much restraint. I could hear that. And it's interesting also to hear him in the studio recording this versus the last several that we just saw him sing live, because you get to like be right there. Like it's being captured by really, a great microphone. The intimacy, the details are so present that's being captured. But I can hear the temptation to either want to go louder to kind of like lock things into place, which has to do with the Bernoulli effect. Are you familiar with that, Johnny?
No, but please elaborate.
I can tell you're greatly interested. So the Bernoulli effect is basically law physics that we use people, scientists, use to design wings for airplanes.
That's right. Okay, I have heard it. Yes. Right.
Yeah, it's a distribution of airflow. Yep. And so what that has to do with singing is when the folds come together, they're like this big, and they get off screen, and then they come together. Air passes between them, and as that turbulence of air comes between them, it creates a little bit of a suction. So it kind of brings the folds in that allows it to vibrate easily. The greater the air pressure, the more suction is created. So it's easier to sing da 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 at that louder volume, or at least a mid volume, because it kind of brings in the folds for you, a little bit easier to navigate and control, as opposed to da 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 da, a little more delicate, or da 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 da. You can hear it's like, whoa, it's hard to steer because you don't have the folds coming in for you. What Park has to do there is position the folds in a much more specific, delicate, acute way, and it just takes more skill to position them and then have the folds vibrate at the speed he wants to get that delicate sound. So that's the restraint. It takes more skill to sing this quietly than it does if you just increase the air pressure. And you can hear that throughout this entire piece so far.
Yeah, no, the restraint is everything, but it just creates that, it's just sort of a hypnotic. I mean, man, I'm just
this whole show's for you, Chris.
Transfixed. Yeah, no,
yeah,
and
incredibly hypnotic.
Restrained emotion is my favorite. It's very 70s Pacino, where it's
what
very controlled, like those Godfather movies and like the early 70s stuff. He didn't have to do a lot. He was very understated, and I think that does more sometimes. I know. I just had to get it in there.
Yeah, it was well placed. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but it's just there's something beautiful. And then that thing that's been happening in a few songs, so effective, and that's basically that's the fourth tone. You just make it minor. Okay, it's got such a plea to it. It's got an emotion to it, sadness. It's one of those go-to. One of the videos we did, I think it was yesterday, we were talking about like certain formulas, but not in a bad way. It's just certain things just work. As a songwriter, you just know things like that, they're going to have an effect. So you have them in your back pocket as far as in terms of tools you can use as a writer. And I mean, you just really can't fail with that.
Yes.
And,
I see Brigitte just addressed this as well, which I appreciate. Thank you. I just want to reiterate this for anybody new watching. No, you don't ever have to buy a coffee to request a song. We don't do like a pay-for-play system. We appreciate the support of the channel and all that. It helps us know who to react to and all that in the future, of course. But you can leave the request. Typically, if it's a live request day, which today is in the chat, but we're kind of wrapping up. We've got this song and one more to go. But after this live stream is done, for any songs we didn't get to, we see The Day is being requested. I see Beautiful Tomorrow. We see the others coming in. Please reiterate that request in the comments. That's what we go back and look at so we know what to do, whether it's a single reaction or another Park Hyo Shin Day, whatever we end up doing, we know which ones you guys are looking for. So that's kind of how our system works here.
Yeah, no, great production on this. Great piano sound, great reverb sound that they used. Great, whether it was direction or Park's just intuition of how to sing that. All the choices for this one, just right on.
Beautiful. All right, well, let's see how this goes. We're only halfway through it. There's already so much to say about it.
Right. It's haunting, yeah.
Man, it just gave me chills.
Right.
I totally agree that what makes the visuals so powerful, as you're pointing out, is obviously its connection to the mood of the music, but it's more than that. It's an incredibly simple idea, but insanely complex to pull off. Like that's the thing. It's like visually, it's like, oh, we'll just have you floating in the air and you'll fall through a bed and you'll have you floating in the sky. I mean, I can storyboard that in 2 seconds. However, it wasn't just the idea to execute it in that way visually, the depth and the color scheme and everything and how it moved with the music was just, yeah, I mean, that was cinema perfection. That was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, talk about just the art form of visually being able to just touch into just the deepest parts of, because it's like, I mean, all I know is my own experience and what I'm perceiving right now, but it's just like, you also know simultaneously, it's just like what I'm seeing, everybody else is feeling this too, because there's something so archetypal, there's something so universal about certain images that's just like, it's just so powerful. And I mean, this is my favorite song. This is that's brilliant. And it's so simple. But and the patience, like, you know, I don't know how many minutes into the song until that big section came in, and then, you know, he breaks through the bed, which is just another powerful image too.
It's crazy.
Man.
Agreed.
I don't even know what I'm feeling too. It's like, is it?
I know.
It's not necessarily sadness, and it's not joy. I'm not laughing. No, it's just this. There's
well,
like
it was interesting.
It's bittersweet. It's bitter. It's like just beautiful.
Think about the
it's
visual.
Like,
I mean, it's halfway
beautiful.
between halfway between heaven and earth. I mean, it's just where he's just like suspended there. I mean, that's kind of that feeling.
It's like when I watched the movie Arrival, which is a really sad movie. Really, when
I
you
have
think
to see that again. You keep referencing it.
I think that is brilliant. I think it's brilliant, and it's just like, there's something. I mean, why do people like sad songs? It's just like, why would you want to do that? Because there's a beauty in the sadness. There's a beauty in the darkness sometimes. It's just, I don't know. And trying to encapsulate that all into one feeling. It's just like, you can't. And that to me, that's the best art, is the art that gets all of it.
Apparently you can.
Yeah, right. but you can't describe it.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't pinpoint
yes
what it is about that, really. I mean, we can try.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's catharsis. Wow. I mean, that's part of it too. It's catharsis. It's like connection. It's it's all of it. It's just
Speaking
like
the
deepest thing about being a human, existing. It's just
it's a cathartic experience when it's done well.
Included in that, letting go, and that was great.
Yeah, thank you for recommending that one. That was killer choice. All right, so here is our last one for today. Again, for future reactions, whether individual or group reactions, please leave them in the comment section after this live stream, and that's what we're going to go through. And
did I freeze while I was talking about that?
You did. It was very cathartic. Did you talk about connection as you froze?
As I disconnected,
it all
my
worked.
Connection froze.
It all worked.
Jeez. Oh God. This is part of the human experience too, people. This is all a lesson. It's all included. Humility, embarrassment.
We thrive on humility here, the Throga channel. This is Breath, his official music video. This is our most requested, I believe, going into today. So that's what we are closing with. This was from 8 years ago. Let's check it out.
God, I love
that song. Oh no, we had coffees. We had a big coffee by Cummings.
Yeah, coffees are part of the experience too, everybody. I mean,
yes,
it's just we include everything. And that's Minnie. She bought 10 coffees. She said,
"Wow, thank you."
Just a thank you. Thank you too.
Thank you, Minnie. Greatly appreciate that. Love the support. And by the way, for those of you who aren't buying coffees, no pressure, of course, but a little pressure on hitting the like button, because that helps this video get seen by others. YouTube's AI just loves the attention, and then it pushes it out to other people to see and check out. So we greatly appreciate the likes and the subscribes and the comments, of course, after the live stream. All right, here we go.
God, he's great. I just love his vibe.
Yeah.
Nice piano choice too. Upright sound.
I don't know if there's closed captions here.
오늘만큼 이렇게 또 한 번 살아가 침대 밑에 놓아둔 지난 밤의 꿈꾸미 지친 마음을 덮으며 눈을 감는다 괜찮아 남들과는 조금은 다른 모양 속에 나
It's a major minor thing again.
Yeah.
다시 오는 아침에 눈을 뜨며 웃고프다 오늘 같은 밤 이대로 머물러도 될 꿈이라면
It's really interesting tone.
Yeah.
He has this. You said earlier you used the word husky, and it's
just an awful word. It doesn't like
it's not the right word, but you're not wrong, right?
Right. Yeah.
There's a little bit of like a sandpapery thing where the folds are just leaking just a little bit of an air that gives it this texture that just adds depth. There's something. It almost sounds like he just got done crying. You know, it's like your voice gets just a little weathered, and he's singing with that. Beautiful. So this beautiful control, chest voice, head voice through the passaggio at multiple volumes, multiple formants, meaning just vowel shapes. It's totally in control with this little baby husky sandpapery thing that's harder to steer. And it just sounds, I love it.
Yeah.
I think
and raspy's another word too, which kind of like touches upon it, but not quite either with that.
Yeah.
You know, it's sometimes words are.
I mean, it's probably better than husky, but yes.
Husky just to be.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's like a weathered tone. It's just it just makes it feel it gives it more gravity to everything he's doing, and technically harder to execute with what he's doing with that sound. So let me go into this chorus again.
And which was totally absent in the musical theater approach, which I think is so cool that it's a choice. Some people just have a husky voice by default. That's just their voice. But to be able to add it at will and make it sound not contrived and sound natural, I think
totally genuine.
That's what you want as a singer. That's the goal.
세상에 비가 내리고 다시 자라난 눈에 그 하루를 살아 오늘 같은 밤 이대로 머물러도 될 꿈이라면 바랄 수 없는 걸 바라도 된다면 두렵지 않다면 너처럼 오늘 같은 날 마른 줄 알았던 오래된 눈물이 흐르면 잠들지 않는 이 어린 가슴이 숨을 쉰다 고단했던
Thinking the same thing.
내
Love
They are the
piano
most
player.
important part of anything. Yeah,
The most important part of the show.
everything.
쉰다
with a big vibrato and a
Yeah.
little step down, like drop. I mean, just like all these little things. Cami was saying too. I don't know if I'm saying your name right or not. Kame. I don't know how to say anybody's name. I'm pretty sure it's not that. This pianist, Jean-Gilles, is excellent too. He's also the music producer of the movie Parasite. Oh, interesting. And Squid Game. I love the era when Park Hyo Shin worked with him. That's very cool. And you were also saying earlier that he used to sing a lot with the husky sound, and it kind of evolved. Going back to what we were saying earlier is that a lot of these artists, it's the evolution, seeing them play with the different styles and influences and kind of create their own sonic fingerprint over time. It's sometimes there's the illusion of people being born with the skill or born with the sound. It's carved out. And he put his time in, and his voice and his skill sets, versatility. This was awesome. I'm so glad that we did this today.
I want to comment on this vocal
please.
production too. They left it pretty natural. I didn't hear any auto-tune. I didn't hear any Melodyne work. Pitch correction.
Yeah.
But it was perfect. You have to have a great voice to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like, to me, that's the peak of what you want to accomplish in terms of recording a voice. If you can leave it as is, if you can leave it the heck alone.
That's right.
It's because there's such an aliveness to it, and there's such a, it's not just a matter of like hitting the note right on. Sometimes it's like being a little sharp. Sometimes it's having a little bit of a wobble at times. Sometimes it's having your timing be a little bit delayed. Sometimes a push. Having those elements of a live performance, but the control environment where you can have your intention be heard.
Yes.
That's perfect. That's perfect because it's got that sheenness, but it's got that human quality to it. Which,
we have flaws in our speech and our behavior, and it's just the nature of this living muscle tissue in our brain. Connecting all of it. So you have to. If it's too perfect, it's robotic, it's sterile, and so it is. To quote a song by my best friend Johnny, perfectly imperfect. That's what we're looking for.
Perfect, yeah.
Imperfectly
right.
perfect. Did I had it backwards?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't co-write that one, so whatever. It's not that great. But the title's great.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. We appreciate the support and the coffees, of course. Please leave your comments after this live stream in just a few seconds. Let us know what to come back to react to, so we know where to go to know what you guys are looking for. We love you all. Thanks for joining, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
By the way, Perfectly Imperfect, or Imperfectly Perfect, whichever it is actually a fantastic song. And I'm just jealous that I didn't co-write it. You should check it out on Johnny's Radiate album. Links also.
Check it out.
Bye, guys.
Check it out. Little plug. All right, bye.